Hey gang, Uncle Todd here. Trying out a spit guard or whatever they would call it. I'm noticing on some of the videos I've been making that my voice overrides a little bit. So I thought, try this. It's not actually made for this stand, so I haven't been using it before, but I've kind of jerry-rigged it for now. So hopefully, sound quality won't be too low, but they should take care of any of the feedback I usually experience. I've been experiencing lately. And anyway, Criminal Minds, episode 8, and things are closing in on Sicarius. We start out with, remember his uncle that got murdered last episode? Well, it turns out that even though it looked like a natural causes from his kidney problems, that in fact, the police were going through his place after his body was eventually found when he missed some doctor's appointments. They found evidence of his serial killing past because the place lit up when they luminoled it, because something about that place was just too creepy. And then they found evidence of one of the victims that ties back in with the Sicarius case. So they requested BAU. And while looking into the uncle's background, they find out about the nephew and postulate he may have killed his parents, which is why he came to live with him. And this may be why the uncle took him in and could have been the one who taught him. Unfortunately, there is no evidence of his existence after he turned 18. Meanwhile, Sicarius kidnaps a real estate agent who is married with 2 children and uses her as a very strange form of marital therapy, as he tells her all the things he wants to tell his wife and forces her to give him answers back, truthful answers, and he can tell the difference. Then when that's all settled, he says he's going to take her home. Now, there is a threat to her family that he gives her to. And he has her call her husband and say that she's just needing some time away from the family to figure things out. So that, because she's been gone over a day, police have been notified. And this should close the case. But the kidnapping originally comes to the BAU, and they start to look into it. It does have all of his earmarks. And then the case being closed as a marital dispute gets them intrigued, and they head down anyways because her car is found abandoned as well. And it's not adding up, right? So they head down. Meanwhile, Sicarius has given the real estate agent off to one of his acolytes. And he strings her up in a little makeshift thing that basically, over time, she will choke herself to death. She's being hung. The noose is also attached to a rope that's attached to her wrists. So if she pulls the wrists down, she will choke herself. If she does nothing, eventually her legs will give out and she will hang herself. Unfortunately, he overhears on his police band that he's now a suspect because they've gone through past records of the area and found him as someone who tried to hang his grandmother back when he was younger. So, hi Taz. So, he hears them closing in on him. And so he can't stay to watch her die. So he runs for it. And when cornered, he forces them to shoot him. Now they're in a race against time to find the victim. Meanwhile, Rossi has had Penelope get all the phone calls that pinged off the tower closest to the hardware store where they have the footage from Sicarius during that time window. And she compiles that, and for I believe I said Southwest, Oregon, Washington, California, those areas. And having done that, she then looks into the background of the Kiss Me Not killer, as he was found on the message board that they cross-correlated with to get a possible suspect in California, where they are now. And Penelope finds that the man's grandparents had an old textile mill that is now closed and abandoned. So they head over there, and they find her just as she's hung herself from exhaustion, and they're able to revive her. Later at the hospital, knowing full well the threat to her family, she says she never saw her abductor's face. They know she's lying, but they can't force her. So, we end with Luke and Tara heading out to one of the old sites to overlook it and see if they can find more evidence to send on a new trail. And Rossi's going to start going door to door on the information, even though it's a huge amount of information that Penelope gave him. Sicarius calls his wife. They have a talk, this, that, and he says he has a lot to tell her if she would like him to come home. And she says she does. After she hangs up, who should come knocking at the door but Rossi on his door-to-door. And on the personal side of this episode, JJ and her husband's son has been overhearing their talk, and he knows something may be medically wrong with his father, and that they're still involved with Sicarius, and he needs to know answers, or otherwise he'll even start worrying more. And so they all sit down and have a heart-to-heart talk, and that's where the episode ends. Pretty good one. The whole thing with using this woman as a marital therapy thing was really weird and creepy. Probably the highlight of the episode, though, because this guy is deteriorating quickly. And what he's hoping is that he can tell his wife the truth, and she'll stay with him, and he won't have to kill her or the kids, because he doesn't want to do that. But only 2 episodes left, so we're closing in on the final showdown, and it looks to be like it's going to be intense. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.